ጤና ይስጥልን ተመልካቾቻችን ከአዲስ ቴሌቪዥን የዕለቱን ዜና ይዘን ቀርበናል። ዜናውን ማቀርብላችሁ ይፍቱ ስራዎች ነኝ። ባለፉት ዓመታት በአዲስ አበባ ከተማ በተመዘገበው የልማትና የመልካም አስተዳደር ስራዎች ስኬት በአዲስ አበባ ከተማ የሚገኙ የደቡብ ኢትዮጵያ ህዝቦችና አመራሮች ሚና የጎላ እንደነበረ የኦህዴድ ኢህአዴግ ስራ አስፈጻሚ ኮሚቴ አባልና የአዲስ አበባ ከተማ ከንቲባ ድሪባ ኩማ አስታወቁ። ከንቲባ ድሪባ 25ኛውን የደኢህዴን የብር ኢዮቤልዩ በዓልን አስመልክተው የእንኳን አደረሳችሁ መልእክት አስተላልፈዋል። ሸዋዬ ከፍ ያለው ተጨማሪውን አዘጋጅቷለች።
በስምጥ ሸለቆ ታጋዮች መሰረቱ የተጣለው የደቡብ ኢትዮጵያ ህዝቦች ዲሞክራሲያዊ ንቅናቄ ደኢህዴን በክልሉ የሚገኙ 56 ብሔር ብሔረሰቦችና ህዝቦችን አቅፎ መስከረም 29985 ዓ.ም ያኔው ደኢህዴን የአሁኑ ደኢህዴን መመስረቱ ይታወሳል። የደኢህዴን ኢህአዴግ 25ኛ ዓመት የብር ኢዮቤልዩ በዓልን አስመልክተው የአዲስ አበባ መገናኛ ብዙሃን ኤጀንሲ ከኦህዴድ ኢህአዴግ ስራ አስፈጻሚ ኮሚቴ አባልና ከአዲስ አበባ ከተማ ከንቲባ ድሪባ ኩማ ጋር ቆይታ አድርጓል። በደኢህዴን ኢህአዴግ መሪነት ባለፉት 25 ዓመታት በክልሉ የሚገኙ 56 ብሔር ብሔረሰቦች የማንነት መብታቸውን ተጎናጽፈው ራሳቸውን በራሳቸው ከማስተዳደር ባሻገር በክልሉ የኢኮኖሚና የማህበራዊ ለውጦች ተጠቃሚ እንዲሆኑ ያስቻለ ድርጅት መሆኑን ከንቲባ ድሪባ ኩማ ተናግረዋል።
ያለፉት 25 ዓመታት ደኢህዴን በአገራችን ለልማትና ዴሞክራሲ ስርዓት ግንባታ የምናደርገው ትግል ሁሉ ትልቅ አስተዋጽኦ ሲያበረክት የመጣ ድርጅት ነው። በአዲስ አበባ ከተማችን እንደዚሁ ልማቱ እንዲፋጠን የመልካም አስተዳደር ጥያቄ እንዲመለስ የተረጋጋ ከተማ እንዲሆንና እውነተኛ የአፍሪካና ኢትዮጵያ ዋና ከተማ እንዲሆን ለማድረግ ሰፊ ትግል አመራሮቹም ይሁን ህዝቡ በዚህ ከተማ የሚኖረው የደቡብ ኢትዮጵያ ህዝቦች በሙሉ በመተባበር ትልቅ ለውጥ ስናመጣ ቆይተናል። በክልሉም እንደዚሁ ብዙ ልማት ተመስግቧል። የመልካም አስተዳደር ጥያቄ እንደዚሁ የብሔራዊ ድርጅቱ ህዝቡን በማስተባበር ትልቅ አስተዋጽኦ እያበረከተ ነው ያለው።
በአዲስ አበባ ከተማ የሚገኙ የክልሉ ተወላጆችና አመራሮችም ከተማ አስተዳደሩ የህዝቡን የልማትና የመልካም አስተዳደር ጥያቄዎችን ለመፍታት በሚያደርገው ጥረት ላይ ከሌሎች የህዝብ ድርጅቶች ጋር በመሆን ኃላፊነታቸውን እየተወጡ መሆኑንም ከንቲባ ድሪባ ገልጸዋል።
አዲስ አበባ ከተማ ነዋሪ የመልካም አስተዳደር እና የልማት ጥያቄ ለመመለስ ደኢህዴን እንደ ሌሎቹ ብሔራዊ ድርጅቶች ሁሉ አመራሮቹ ሌት ተቀን አስፈላጊውን ሁሉ መስዋዕትነት እየከፈሉ ነው ያሉት። ያለፉት ዓመታት ያመጣናቸው የልማትና የመልካም አስተዳደር ውጤቶች በአዲስ አበባ በተሻለ ደረጃ እንዲፈጸሙ በየደረጃው የተመደቡ የደኢህዴን አመራሮች ከከተማ ጀምሮ እስከ ወረዳ ድረስ እንዲሁም ደግሞ በተለያየ ደረጃ ያሉ አባላትን ጨምሮ ከሌሎች ሶስቱ ብሔራዊ ድርጅቶች ጋር በመሆን ለውጡን ለማሳካትና ህብረተሰቡን ለማርካት ሌት ተቀን ተረባርቦ ነው እየሰሩ ያሉት።
በተለይም እንደ ሀገር በተደረገው የጥልቅ ተሃድሶ ንቅናቄ የተለዩ ችግሮችን በመፍታትና የህዝብ ተጠቃሚነትን ለማረጋገጥ በሚደረገው ጥረት ደኢህዴን ቁርጠኝነቱን አሳይቷል። ከንቲባ ድሪባ ኩማ እንደሚናገሩት
በተለይ ከጥልቅ ተሃድሶ ወዲህ ድርጅታችን ያጋጠሙንን የችግሮች ከገመገመ በኋላ ብሔራዊ ድርጅቱ የአዳዲስ አመራሮችንም ጭምር በአዲስ አበባ በመመደብ በጋራ ሆነን በጥልቅ ተሃድሶ የለየናቸውን ችግሮች በመፍታት የህዝብ አንገብጋቢ ጥያቄዎችን በመመለስ እንዲሁም የልማት ጥያቄዎችን በፍጥነት ለመመለስ በምናደርጋቸው ትግሎች ሁሉ የደኢህዴን ድርሻ ጉልህና ትልቅ ነው የሚል ሀሳብ ነው ያለ።
ድርጅቱ ባለፉት 25 ዓመታት በሀገሪቱ ሰላምና ዲሞክራሲ ግንባታ ላይ ያበረከተውን አስተዋጽኦ አጠናክሮ መቀጠል እንዳለበትም አሳስቧል።
ያለፈውን 25 ዓመታት ያመጣናቸውን ውጤቶች በሚቀጥሉት ዓመታትም እንደዚሁ ተባብረን ለማስቀጠል የአራቱም ብሔራዊ ድርጅቶች በእንዲህ በተባበረ ክንድ ድህነትን በመቅረፍና የመልካም አስተዳደር ለማሳካት ጥረት የምናደርግ ይሆናል።
ከንቲባ ድሪባ ለመላው የደቡብ ኢትዮጵያ ህዝቦች ዲሞክራሲያዊ ንቅናቄ አባላትና ደጋፊዎች የእንኳን አደረሳችሁ መልእክታቸውንም አስተላልፈዋል።
መላውን የደኢህዴን አባላት አመራሮቹ እንዲሁም ደግሞ የክልሉን ህዝብ እንኳን ለ25ኛው ዓመት የደኢህዴን ልደት በዓል በሰላም አደረሳችሁ የሚል መልእክት ነው ያለኝ።
የውጤታማነት አሰራር ስርዓት ወይም ዴሊቨሮሎጂን በተያዘው በጀት ዓመት በከተማዋ ለሚስተዋሉ የመልካም አስተዳደር ጥያቄዎች ምላሽ ለመስጠት የላቀ ሚና እንደሚኖረው የአዲስ አበባ ከተማ አስተዳደር አስታወቀ። የአዲስ አበባ ከተማ አስተዳደር ኮሚኒኬሽን ጉዳዮች ቢሮ የአስተዳደሩን የ29 የበጀት ዓመት የስራ አፈጻጸም ግምገማን አስመልክቶ ጋዜጣዊ መግለጫ ሰጥቷል። ራውዳ ሸምሱ ዝርዝሩን ታቀርበዋለች።
የአዲስ አበባ ከተማ አስተዳደር የተለያዩ ተቋማት ባለፈው በጀት ዓመት የነበራቸውን የእቅድ አፈጻጸም ሲገመግሙ ቆይተዋል። የከተማ አስተዳደሩ መስሪያ ቤቶች የነበራቸውን የግምገማ ሂደትና የተገኙ ውጤቶችን በማመላከት የከተማ አስተዳደሩ ኮሚኒኬሽን ጉዳዮች ቢሮ ጋዜጣዊ መግለጫ ሰጥቷል። መግለጫውን የሰጡት የቢሮ ኃላፊዋ ወይዘሮ ዳግማዊት ሞገስ በከተማ አስተዳደሩ መፈታት የነበረባቸውና መፍትሄ ያገኙ ጉዳዮች በግምገማው ተለይተዋል ነው ያሉት።
በህብረተሰቡ የሚነሱ የተለያዩ ቅሬታዎች እንደዚሁም ለቅመን ለመያዝ ጥረት አድርገን ወደ 31189 የሚጠጉ ቅሬታዎች ተለይተው ከነዛ መካከል ወደ 25559 ወይም ደግሞ ከተለዩት ቅሬታዎች 82% የሚሆኑትን መፍታት እንደተቻለ አይተናል።
ከመልካም አስተዳደርና ብልሹ አሰራሮች ጋር ተያይዞ በከተማ አስተዳደሩ የተጠያቂነት ስራ ለማስፈን ከ2008 ዓ.ም ጀምሮ በርካታ ተግባራት መከናወናቸውን የገለጹት ኃላፊዋ በተለይም ባልተገባ ጥቅም ፍለጋ ችግር የፈጠሩ አመራሮችና ባለሙያዎችን ተጠያቂ ማድረግ እንደተቻለ ገልጸዋል።
ከፍተኛ የመንግስት በጀት የሚንቀሳቀስባቸው ተቋማት ላይ ሰፋፊ የማጥራት ስራዎች ስንሰራና ስራውንም በየደረጃው ለህዝቡ የደረስንበትን መረጃ ስንሰጥ መቆየታችን ይታወቃል። ያንን መነሻ በማድረግ በዚህ ዓመት በፌዴራል ጠቅላይ አቃቤ ሕግም ሆነ በከተማችን ፖሊስ ኮሚሽን የማጥራት ስራውን መነሻ ያደረጉ ችግር ውስጥ የገቡ አካላትን ተጠያቂ የማድረግ ስራው በዚህ በጀት ዓመት ተጠናክሮ የቀጠለበት የ2009 አፈጻጸማችን አጠቃላይ አንዱ ማሳያ ተደርጎ ሊወሰድ ይችላል።
ለህብረተሰቡ ቀልጣፋ አገልግሎት ለመስጠትና የመልካም አስተዳደር ችግሮችን በተገቢው መልኩ ለመፍታት በከተማ አስተዳደሩ 5 ተቋማት ተለይተው የውጤታማነት አሰራር ስርዓት ወይም ዴሊቨሮሎጂ ተግባራዊ በመደረግ ላይ እንደሚገኝ ኃላፊዋ ተናግረዋል።
የውሃ፣ የጽዳት እንደዚሁም የመሬት፣ የንግድና የስራ ዕድል ፈጠራ የአንድ ማዕከል አገልግሎት ስራዎች ነበሩ የተለዩት። እነዚህ ዘርፎች ላይ የሚታዩ መሰረታዊ ማነቆ የሆኑ የህብረተሰቡ ዋነኛ ችግሮች የሆኑ እነዚህን ችግሮች ስንፈታ አብዛኞቹ ችግሮች ከነዚህ በስተጀርባ የሚፈቱበት እነዚህ ጋር ያሉ ማነቆዎችን በተለይ በጥናት የተለዩ 55 የመፍትሄ አቅጣጫዎችን ተግባራዊ በማድረግ የህብረተሰቡን ጥያቄዎች በመመለስና የእርካታ ደረጃውን ከፍ ማድረግ እንችላለን ብለን አስቀምጠናል።
ከተማ አስተዳደሩ በቤቶች ልማት፣ በመንገድ፣ በስራ ዕድል ፈጠራ እንዲሁም በማህበራዊ ዘርፍ በተለይ በርካታ ዜጎች በከተማ የምግብ ዋስትና ከስራ ዕድል ባለፈ የምግብ ዋስትናቸውን ማረጋገጥ መቻላቸውን ገልጸዋል። ህብረተሰቡ የከተማዋን ሰላም በመጠበቅና በልማት ተሳትፎ የላቀ ሚና እንደነበረው የገለጹት የቢሮ ኃላፊዋ ይህንን ተሳትፎ በተያዘው ዓመትም አጠናክሮ እንዲቀጥል መልእክታቸውን አስተላልፈዋል።
2010 በጀት ዓመት በላቀ ደረጃ ስኬቶችን ማረጋገጥ እንድንችል እንደ ከዚህ ቀደሙ ከጎናችን እንዲቆም የከተማ አስተዳደሩ ጥሪውን ማስተላለፍና እግረ መንገድ ምስጋናውንም መግለጽ ይፈልጋል።
በንፋስ ስልክ ላፍቶ ክፍለ ከተማ ወረዳ 10 ብሔረ ጽጌ ተብሎ በሚጠሩ አካባቢ የሚገኙ ነዋሪዎች ከመጸዳጃ ቤቶች የሚወጣ ፍሳሽ በጤናችን ላይ ችግር እየፈጠረብን ነው ሲሉ ለአዲስ ቴሌቪዥን ቅሬታቸውን አቀረቡ። የአዲስ አበባ ዋና ፍሳሽ ባለስልጣን በበኩሉ ችግሩን ቀርፍ ያለውም ብሏል። ዘገባው የካሳይ ዙርጋ ነው። ምትኩ ተሾመ እንደሚከተለው ያቀርበዋል።
በንፋስ ስልክ ላፍቶ ክፍለ ከተማ ወረዳ 10 ልዩ ስሙ ብሔረ ጽጌ ተብሎ በሚጠራው አካባቢ የሚገኙ ነዋሪዎች እንዳሉት የአዲስ አበባ ውሃና ፍሳሽ ባለስልጣን ለፍሳሽ ማስወገጃ ብሎ ከሰራው ቱቦ ጋራ የተለያዩ የመኖሪያ ቤቶች መጸዳጃ ቤታቸውን በማገናኘታቸው ፍሳሹ ከመውረጃ ቱቦ ውጪ በአካባቢያቸው ላይ በመፍሰሱ በጤናችን ላይ ችግር እየተፈጠረብን ነው ይላሉ።
አካባቢው ላይ መሄድ አልቻለም። አንደኛ የጤና ጠንቅ ነው እንደምታዩ፣ ሁለተኛ ውሃ በወዛደር ነው የምናስመጣው። ይሄ ውሃ ሄዶ ወዴት እንደሚገባ እናቅም። እሺ ምንልካቸው ወዛደሮች ከየት ያምጡ ይሄንን ጠቅለው ነው የሚያመጡልን። ያንን እኛ እንጠጣለን እንጠቀማለን እና በሽታው ዞሮ ወደኛ ነው የሚመጣው። ስንት ልጆቻችን ናቸው እዚህ ላይ የሚጫወቱት። ሲመሽ ሲገቡ ጉንፋን ነው ሳል ነው በቃ እኛ ተመልሰን ወደ ጤና ጣቢያ ክሊኒክ ነው የምንሄደው። እኛ
አካባቢም በሙሉ ነው በየጊዜው እንደዚሁ እየተቸገርን በጣም ህጻናት አለ፣ አረጋውያን አለ፣ እናቶች አሉ፣ አካል ጉዳተኞች አሉ። መውጫ መግባት ጠፍቷል። በበሽታ እያለቅን ነው ህዝቡ። ይሄው ቆሻሻ ልጆቻችን ትናንትና እዚህ ወድቀው ስናጸዳ ወድቀው ሲሯሯጡ ተጠላልፈው ወድቀውበት
ከላይ የሚመጣ እኔ በተለይ ዳር ቤት ነኝ፣ በሙሉ ተሸካሚ ነኝ። በቤቴ ውስጥ ቱቦ አድርጌ በዛ ነው የሚፈሰው ማለት ነው። እና በሚሞላ ሰዓት በፈነዳ ሰዓት ቱቦ አለ። ያ ቱቦ እንዴት ተፈነዳ በግቢ ይመጣል። ሰው እንኳን የሚተባበረኝ የለም። 300 ምናምን ከፍዬ ራሴ ያስጠርጋል።
ችግሩ 1 ዓመት የሞላው መሆኑን የሚናገሩት ነዋሪዎቹ በተደጋጋሚ ለሚመለከታቸው አካላት ብናሳውቅም ምላሽ የሚሰጠን አላገኘንም ብለዋል።
የሚመለከታቸው እዚህ አካባቢ ሰዎች በጣም ሄደዋል። እንመጣለን ነው መኪና ተበላሽቷል፣ ያለን መኪና አንድ ነው ይላሉ። እሱም ተበላሽቷል የሚሉት መጥተው እንኳን ይሄንን ለማስተካከል ለምልሽ እንዴት መንግስት አንድ መኪና ብቻ ነው እንዴ ፍሳሽ መኪና ሊኖረው የሚችለው? ስንት አለ በየቦታው አይደለም እንዴ?
ውሃና ፍሳሽም ስንነግራቸው ማሽን የለም። ማሽኑ አንዴ ለቡ ሄዷል፣ አንዴ እንዳለ ቦታ ሄዷል። ያለን ማሽን አንድ ነውና ወረፋ ጠብቁ። አረ ሰው እያለቀ ነው፣ ምን ማድረግ አንችልምና የምትሄዱበት ሂዱ የሚል ነገር ከበታች አካል ከባለስልጣኖቹ ይሄን መልስ ይሰጠናል። አቤቱን ብንል አቤቱታ የሚሰማ ይወጣል።
በአዲስ አበባ ዋና ፍሳሽ ባለስልጣን የንፋስ ስልክ ቅርንጫፍ ጽሕፈት ቤት የፍሳሽ ማስወገድ ንዑስ የስራ ሂደት መሪ ወይዘሪት ቤተልሔም ዘመን ችግሩን ከዚህ ቀደም እንደማያውቁት ተናግረው ከ2 ቀን ቀደም ብሎ በደረሳቸው ጥቆማ በአሁኑ ወቅት ችግሩ እንደተፈታ ተናግረዋል።
በንፋስ ስልክ ወረዳ 10 ብሔረ ጽጌ አካባቢ ትናንትና ሁለት ወደ 10 ሰዓት አካባቢ ማንሆል እንደዘጋ ደርሶናል። ጥቆማም ደርሶን ዛሬ ጠዋት መፍትሄ እንደተሰጠው ነው። 1 ዓመት ሳይሆን እኛ ጥቆማው የደረሰን ትናንትና ነው። ዛሬ ጠዋት ላይ መፍትሄ ተሰጥቶበታል።
የአዲስ አበባ መገናኛ ብዙኃን ኤጀንሲ የህብረተሰቡን ቅሬታ ካዳመጠ በኋላ ይህ ዘገባ አየር ላይ ከመዋሉ ቀደም ብሎ የውሃና ፍሳሽ ባለስልጣን የነዋሪዎቹን ቅሬታ ያስነሳውን የፍሳሽ መውረጃ ቱቦ ጠርጎ ማስተካከሉን ለማወቅ ችለናል።
ተመልካቾቻችን ከአዲስ ቴሌቪዥን ለዕለቱ የነበረን ዜና በዚሁ አበቃ። ስለተከታተላችሁ እናመሰግናለን። የአዲስ ቴሌቪዥን ዝግጅቶች ይቀጥላሉ። እንድትከታተሏቸው እንጋብዛለን። በያላችሁበት መልካም ጊዜ
ዘመድ አልሸኝ ወይ ካገር አልወጣ እንደው ድንገት ቆሌ ወስዶ ከቦሌ ነክሮኛል ከአየር ማረፊያው ግድም እንደ ራስ ነው እንጂ እንደ ጎረቤት አይኖርም ትል ነበር አያቴ። ወቸው ጉድ እንደኔ አይነቱን አይታ ሳይሆን አይቀርም ዘሎ ቦሌን አስመኝቶኝ ቁጭ ይበል። ግነት ቢቴ ጨምሬበት እንዳይሆን እንጂ አይን ረፍት የሚያጣው ከዚህ ነው። እንደው ላፍታ አይንን ክድና አርጎ መመለስ አበሳ ነው። በየት በኩል የሚታየው ሊያሳሳላ ጽዳትና ምቾትንስ ከቦሌ ውጪ ላሳር ነበረ። ለደቂቃ ራሴን እንደ መጤ ቱሪስት አስቤ አካባቢውን በቃኘው እኛነታችንን የሚገልጽ አንዳች ነገር ማማተር እችላለሁ። ኧረ በየት በኩል እንዴ የማይሆነው ነገር ከየት መጥቶ ስያሜ ሁሉ ባህር ማዶ ቋንቋ የለ ባህል የለ። ወቸው ጉድ ከዚህ ፎቅ እንጀምር እንዴ? ይኸውላችሁ ከመግቢያው ደጃፍ ሆኖ ስያሜውን በፈረንጃፍ አድርጓል። የራሱ አሮባት የሰው ታማስላለች አለች አያቴ። ወደ አይደለም ለካ ታሪክ ሙሉ የሆነባት ሀገር ላይ ስያሜ ይጠፋል። ገና መግቢያው ላይ እንዲህ ከጀማመረማ እንዴ ወደ መሃል ያሉት ምን ሊውጣቸው ነው? ከጫፍ እኮ ነው ያለሁት። ግዴላችሁ ዞር ዞር ብዬ ላማትራቸው። የማይታይ ነገር አይኖርም መቼም። ምክርና ቡጢ ለሰጪው ቀላል ነው አትበሉኝ እንጂ ገና ሳልሻገር ውስጤ ትዝብቱን ጀምሮታል። በትዝብቱ አሟሙቄ ወደ ምክሩ መግባቴ አይቀርም መቼም። አቤት 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 የህንጻውን ስያሜ ያስተዋለ በውስጡ ከያዛቸው ንግድ ቤቶች ብዙ አይጠብቅም። ራሱ ከስያሜው ይጀምራል። የዋህነት ነው አንዴ እንዴት ይሆናል? ትንግርት እኮ ነው ባካችሁ። ቆይ እንደው ጓደኝነትን የሚገልጽ የአማርኛ ፍቺ ጠፍቶ ነው እንዴ? ከየትኛው ጉድጓድ ገብቶ ነው ህንጻው ከፈረንጅ አፍ የተዋሰው እንዴ? ኧረ ቆይ አማርኛ ምልህ አይደለም እንዴ? ወይስ ተናጋሪዎቹን እንደ ቁምጣ ያጠረብን? ከስሩ የሰፈሩትም ያው ናቸው። ዋው አሉት። በአማርኛ ተደናንቀን አናቅም እንዴ? ማለፊያ ጥሩ ነው፣ መልካም ነች። ምኑ ቅጡ? በሀገርኛው ስንት የማድነቂያ ቃላቶች እያሉን ዘለን ባህር ማዶ ልብ አቅልጦንናል ጃል። በምኞት ወንዝ ተሻገርን እያለንም እዛው ይሄኛው ብሶበታል። ከጎኑ ካለው እንኳን አይማርም ጆ ያሉት እንዴ? ከኑግ ጋር የተገኘ ሰሊጥ ነው መቼም። ቆይ ደስታ ማንን ገደለ? ቁልጭ ያለ አማርኛ እያለን ወንዝ ተሻግሮ ሽሽት። ይሄኛውም ያው ነው። ለጉብኝት የመጣ አንድ ዜጋ ይህንን ካየ ምን የሚል ይመስላችኋል? አበሾች ብሔራዊ ቋንቋቸውን እንግሊዝኛ ያረጉ እንዴ ብሎ ሁሉ ሳያማን ይቀራል እንዴ? ውስጡን ለቄስ ትለኝ ነበረ ደጎ አያቴ። ስለ ማንነት የምትነግረኝ ሁሉ ቁልጭ ብሎ ታየኝ። በከተማችን ያሉ የንግድ ቤት ስያሜዎች እንዲህ ከሆኑ ሌሎቹ ስለኛ እንዴት ነው የሚያውቁት እንዴ? ከተማችንን ነው እኮ የሚያዩት ሲመጡ። የራሳችንን ቀየር አድርገው ሲመግቡን አቤት ሲጣፍጥ ብለን ጉርስ እናረጋለን። በሱ ብቻ ብናቆም ምን ነበረበት? መልሰን ደግሞ ማንነታቸውን እናስተጋባለን። ተቀባይ እንጂ ሰጪ ያልሆነን የገደል ማሚቶች ሆነናል። ያሳዝናል ማለች አያቴ። ታይቷት ነው የሚሆነው መቼም። የኔ ነገር ያው ታውቁት የለችም ረሳት ነገር አለች መቼም። በየመሃሉ ዘልቄ ሲሸራረፍ ስንት ማሳያ የሚሆኑኝን የንግድ ቤቶች ከወዷ ላይ ገድፌ ነበር ለካ የመጣሁት። ጎሽ እንኳን ተመለስኩ። ሀገረኛ ቡናችን ከሚከበርበት ቀዬ ደርሻለሁ። ነገሩማ በኢትዮጵያው ካሊድ የተሰየመ የንግድ ቤት ነበር። ምን ዋጋ አለው ታዲያ? ሰርተው ያበላሹትም መሰለኝ። ይሄን የመሰለ ስያሜ በእንግሊዝኛ ፊደል እንዴ! ኧረ ደስ አይልም። ቆይ ካፊደል አታምርም እንዴ? ወይስ ለአትስብም? ዲ መልከ ጥፉ ናት እንዴ? አጀብ ነው። የኮራ የደራ ፊደል እያለ ሌላ ቋንቋ። ለስሙማ ከሃስ ከፈ ያልጎደለበት የፊደል ገበታ ባለሀብቶች ነን። ምን ታይቶን ነው የከት ያረግናቸው? እየመነዘረን እንኳን መጠቀም አቃተን። ሁሉም ግራ ሆነብኝ እንዴ። ለስሙማ ቦሌ እኮ ራሱ ሀገርኛ መጠሪያ ነበረ። ዕድሜ ለቦሌ እንጂ ሀገራዊ ስያሜ ያላቸውን የንግድ ቤቶች ከማግኘት የውቅያኖስ እንቁ ማግኘት ይቀላል። ይመጣል ይሄ ነው፣ ይሄዳል ሌላኛው አለ። ሲቀጥልም ፈረንጅ ባበሻ ቤት ውስጥ መሽጓል። ፈቀቅ ብሎም አዲስ ነገር የለም። ማዶስ ሲኖር ይሆን እንዴ ብለው ቢያማትሩ ወይ ፍንክች። ቦሌ ምን በወጣት በፈረንጅኛ ስያሜዎች ድንዝዝ ብላ አትናገር አትጋገር። ልሙትላችሁ ሀገሬ ላይ ሆኜ ሀገሬን አለኝ እንዴ። እኔ ምለው ለሀገር መቃናት የሰሩ ጀግና ሰዎች የሉን? እስካሁን እኮ ያንዳቸውም ስም የለም እንዴ። ሌላ ከተማ ውስጥ ነው እንዴ እየዋዠኩ ያለሁት? ያልሰማሁት ነገር ይኖር ይሆን? አማርኛ ስያሜ አታውጡብኝ ብሎ አፍ አውጥቶ ተናግሯል። እልፍ ሲልም ያው ነው። ይልቅ ይሄ ይሻላል። ከማዶ አንድ ለእናቱ የሆነች የንግድ ስያሜ ያየው ማለፊያ ደስ አለኝ። ይችንስ ማን አየባት? ኧረ መታደል ነው። ሊያውም ህብረትና አንድነትን የምታወሳ በዛ ላይ ጥርት ባለ አማርኛ የተተየበ የንግድ ምልክት ባህልና ማንነትን ኢትዮጵያዊ በሆነ መገለጫ ማስቀመጥ ይሉታል። ይህ ነው። ይሄ ጭብጨባም ሳያስፈልገው አይቀርም መቼም። ሰማዩ ተከፍቷል። ትዝብቴን እንደሆነ በዋዛ አልገታው። ባይሆን እንዳመጣጡ መቀበል ይሻለኛል። እግር አያደርሰው የለመቼም። ከነቹንግ ቻንግ መንደር ዘው አደረገኝ። የምግብ ቤቱ ደጃፍ ገና ከመግቢያው በባህላዊ ማጌጣዎች ተውቧል። አንድ ማት ቻይንኛም ተጽፎ ይታያል። ይሄ ሁሉ የምግብ ቤቱ ስያሜ ይሆናል። አይገርማችሁም? ከሀገራቸው ውጭ የሚከፍቱት ቤቶቻቸው ሁሉ በማንነት የተዋጁ ናቸው። ባሉን የጠበቀ አለባበሳቸው አመጋገባቸው ከውስጥ እንደሚኖር ሳስበው የታትያ አባባል ትዝ አለኝ። የሚያጠግብ እንጀራ ከምጣዱ ያስታውቃል። ግልጽ ነው። ለባህልና ለማንነታቸው ያላቸው ግምት ደጃፉ ራሱ ይመሰክራል። ቴክኖሎጂያቸውን በዋዛ ባንወርስ እንኳን የንግድ ስያሜ አሰጣጣቸውን እንኳን መኮረጃ ያቅተናል እንዴ! ደና ተማሪ መሆን ባንችል እንኳን ብልጥ ኮራጅ መሆን ይሳነናል እንዴ! በጎ መኮረጅ እንደው ገልባጭ አያስብል። የአገረ ኒውዮርክ አምሳያን በሸገር ጉያ ውስጥ ምን ከቶት ብሎ ከመደምደም አስቀድሞ ኦሎምፒያ መሄድ። ኒውዮርክ የቆመው የሐውልት እዚህም ከነግሳንግሶ አለ። ይሄ ካፌ ደግ አረገ። ኒውዮርክ እንደሆን የልም ቅዠታችን ነች። ሀገር ቤትም ሆኖ መንፈሱን ላስማረከ ሁነኛ ማጥመዲያ ነው የሚል ይመስላል ትውልዱ። እንደው ጠላታችሁ ድፍት ይበልና ሀገር ካስከበረ ጀግና ካልጠፋ ከተማ የሩቁ ኒውዮርክ ለስያሜ ቀለለ። ሊያውም ከነሐውልቱ ስንት ሐውልት የሚቆምላቸው የአገር ቤት ጀግኖች እያሉ ሐውልት የሚቆምለት አልጠፋ ኒውዮርክ የቀደመው። ለኒውዮርክ ጀርባዬን ስሰጠውማ ማዶ ሁሉ የፈረንጅ ግዛት ሆኖ ይለ እንዴ! ሀገርኛ ስያሜ ፈልጎ ማግኘት እናንተን ይንሳኝ ሱሚ ነው። ማን ፈልጉት? አንዳንዴማ የንግድ ቤቱን ሁሉ የከፈቱት ጸጉረ ልውጦች ይሆኑ እንዴ ለማለት ሁሉ ይዳዳል እኮ። ሲነጫነጭ የነበረው ሰማይ አልቅሶ ቁጭ አለ። እኔም አንድ ሐሳብ መጣልኝ። በስመ ቦሌ ሆኖብኝ ይሆን እንዴ ፈረንጅኛ ይሸተተኝ? እስቲ ሰፈር ልቀይርና ትዝብቴ ልቀጥል ሳይሻለኝ አይቀርም። ከዝናብ ጋር ግጭት፣ ከ4 ኪሎ ጋር ፍጭት፣ እዚህም ጠብ የሚል የለም። ተሻግሮ ታሪክ አለ፣ ወዲህ ጆሊ ነው። ቢያንስ አቅራቢያ ያሉ ንግድ ቤቶች ቦታውንና ታሪካዊነቱን አይዘክሩም። ለምሳሌ አሁን እዚህ ጋር የሚኒሊክ ትምህርት ቤት አለ፣ ቀደምት ነው። ፍየል ወዲህ ቅዝምዝም ወዲያ፣ ስያሜያችን ወዲህ፣ አፈንጋሽ ታሪካችን ወዲያ ጫፍ። እንደው ለራሳችን ያለን ግንዛቤ ከወዴት ሄዶብን ነው? አንድ ያየሁት ስያሜ ስሜቴን ጋብ አደረገው። አፍ ላይ ራሱ እንዴት ያምራል! ሶሎዳ። ወትሮንስ ከማንነት በላይ የሚያኮራ ምን ይኖራል? ሊያውም የነጻነት አርማ እኮ ነው ሶሎዳ። ልድገመው እንጂ ማለፊያ ተሞክሮ ነው። መልካሙን እያሞገስኩ ስህተቱን እየነቀፍኩ ጎን ለጎን ከሚገኙ ባንኮች ደርሻለሁ። የሁለቱ ማሪያነት ወደር የለውም። አንደኛው በከተሞችና በሰፈሮች ስም ቅርንጫፉን በመላው ኢትዮጵያ ሰይሟል። ሌላኛው ስያሜውን በእናት መስሎ ከእናት በላይ ምን አለ ቅርንጫፉን ለአገር ባለውለታ በሆኑ ስኬታማ ሴቶች ስም አስፋፍቷል። ባህል እሴትን ጠቋሚ፣ ቋንቋን አመላካች የሆኑ የንግድ ስያሜዎች በተመናመኑበት በዚህ ዘመን እንደዚህ አይነት ሲገኝ ባንዳ አያስብልም። ሁሉም የእነዚህን ድርጅቶች ፈለግ ቢከተልማ የት በደረስን ነበረ። ከስንት አንድ ነው። ምን ይደረጋል? ቢያንስ ባህላችንን ለማሻገር አናንስም ነበረ። መንጋውን ለማወቅ እረኛውን አጥና የሚለው የአያቴ አባባል ትውስ አለኝ። እረኛውን ፍለጋ በሩ ላይ ማንዣበብ። አሁን ጨዋታው ከረረ። እረኛውም ላይ ስህተት አለ። ከመቼ ወዲህ ነው ቱሪዝም አማርኛ የሆነው? የመንጋውን እጸጽ ያበዛው የእረኛው አለማገድ ይሆን እንዴ? ማን ያውቃል?
ሲታመምብን በጣም ከታች ሰው ጠርተን በወንበር ነው የምናስወርደው።
ከገቡ ጀምሮ አልወጡ ሰዎቹ።
ስኳር ዛሬ ከገባን ነገ ተነገ ወዲያ ከሄድክ ስኳር አናገኝም።
እኛ እኮ ነዋሪው ተጠቃሚ አይደለም።
ህዝቡ በልማቱ በምኑም ታዛዥ ነው።
አስተባባሪ ግን አላገኘም።
ህዝብ ባደረ የመረጠው ኃላፊነት የሰጠው አመራር እውቅና የለው። ለዚህ ግዢ እውቅና ያለው አካል ውስን ሰዎች ናቸው።
ነዋሪው ሲሰራ ውሎ ሌሊት መተኛት አልቻለም።
በጤና ጉዳይ የተጎዱ ቤተሰቦች ሊኖሩ ይችላሉ፣ ግን እረፍት ሊያገኙ አልቻሉም።
ህብረተሰቡ ላይ ከድምፅ አኳያ ተጽዕኖ እያሳደሩ ነው።
ጠናችሁ ይሄ ነው ተብሎ በስም ብቻ እንጂ ለኔ ለመሆኑ ማረጋገጫ እንኳን አልተሰጠኝ።
አሁንም እነሱ የሚሰጡን ነገር ጠቅላላ የሩቅ ህልም የተሰቀለ ዳቦ አይነት ነገር።
ሞገስ አባተ እባላለሁ። የልደታ ክፍለ ከተማ ዋና ስራ አስፈጻሚ። የክፍለ ከተማችን አስተዳደር ከአዲስ አበባ ብዙሃን መገናኛ ኤጀንሲ ጋር በመተባበር በመልካም አስተዳደር ጉዳዮች ዙሪያ ለመወያየት መድረክ አዘጋጅቷል። መስከረም 27 2010 ዓ.ም በወረዳ 1 አዳራሽ ከጧቱ 2 ሰዓት ተኩል ላይ በመገኘት በውይይቱ እንድትሳተፉ ጥሪያችንን እናስተላልፋለን።
የሚበሰብሰውን ቆሻሻ አረንጓዴ ማስቀመጫ ውስጥ የማይበሰብሰውን ደግሞ በሰማያዊ ቆሻሻ ማስወገጃ ውስጥ በአግባቡ አስቀምጥ።
አቤት!
ከቤት ያልጀመረ ጽዳት ለመንገድ ለአካባቢያችን ብሎም ለከተማችን ጽዳት ጠንቅ ነው።
እሱስ ልክ ነሽ።
በላውን እሱን ቆሻሻ በአግባቡ አስቀምጥ።
ጽዳት የስልጣኔና የዘመናዊነት ምልክት ነው። በአዲስ አበባ ከተማ አስተዳደር የጽዳት አስተዳደር ኤጀንሲ
እንኳን አደረሳችሁ። ከዚህ ደን ውስጥ ፈልቆ በዘመናዊ ፋብሪካችን በጥበብ ተመርቶ የሁሉንም ጥም ሊቆርጥ ስጦታ ሆኖ ቀረበላችሁ ጊፍት ውሃ። የአመራረት ሂደቱ የተለየ፣ ፈላጊው እየበዛ ፋብሪካው እየሰፋ ሁሉም ለኔ የሚለው ውሃ ሆኗል ጊፍት ውሃ። መልካም አዲስ ዓመት ጊፍት ውሃ። ከርማችን ቆዩን ከርማችን ጊፍት ውሃን እየጠጣችን ከርማችን ቆዩን ከርማችን።
አንድ መድኃኒት ኤክስፓየር አደረገ ማለት ልክ አንድ ሰው ከሞተ በኋላ ጊዜ መስጠት ማለት ነው።
በማህበረሰብ ላይ የሚሆን ይሁን በጤና ጣቢያው ሰራተኞች ላይ የሚሆን የተለያዩ ጉዳቶችን ሊያደርስ ይችላል።
አንዳንድ መድኃኒቶች ደግሞ ወደ ተለያየ መርዝነት ሊለወጡ የሚችሉ ሊኖሩ ይችላል፣ በጣም ከመቆየታቸው የተነሳ።
ኤክስፓየርድ ያደረጉ ድራጎች ያንን ቤት ሞልተውታል።
በወቅቱ መወገድ እንዳለባቸው ያውቃል ጤና ጥበቃ።
ሞርዛን 7 ይርስ ከ7 ይርስ በላይ ሁሉ ይሆናል። ሪፖርት አድርገናል። እንዳታስወግዱ ጠብቁ።
የተለያየ ስህተትም ሊፈጠር ይችላል።
በየጊዜው ቢያስወግዱ እንደዚህ ክምችት አይፈጠርም ነበር።
በርካታ ጥያቄዎች በየጊዜው ይመጣሉ። አይደለም የሰው መሬት ልናቀጥል የእኛንም ችግር መፍታት አልቻልንም።
እንደ ከተማ ትልቅ ዲስፖዛል ፊርም ያስፈልገናል።
ይሄ ማሽን አሁን በቀጣይ ሚስራ አይስራም ገና የሚታይ ነገር ነው።
ከቆመ ነው የኔ ስጋት እሱ።
Indian president congratulates Ethiopia's increasing influence on the global arena. President Kovind applauds Indian teachers working in Ethiopia for years. And Ethiopia's bid to achieve climate-resilient green economy dubbed exemplary. So the top stories in this news edition. Hello, welcome to EBC News with the news. I'm Shmuel Islamma. Visiting Indian president congratulates Ethiopia for its increasing influence on the global arena. Ramnath Kovind said Dr. Tedros Adhanom's accession to Director General position of WHO is a maker of pride. The president also congratulated Ethiopians for their growing recognition at the international stage. Kafleya Sababa has more on that.
Newly elected President of India, Ramnath Kovind, is here in Addis Ababa for an official visit. The President met Ethiopian President Dr. Mulatu Teshome and inked various agreements on trade, investment and other related fields. While he met Ethiopian Prime Minister Hailemariam Desalegn late Thursday, Kovind took the opportunity to congratulate Ethiopia on growing recognition at international stage. The President highlighted on non-permanent membership of Ethiopia to the UN Security Council and Dr. Tedros Adhanom's accession to Director General position of World Health Organization.
Today, the voice of Ethiopia is heard with respect. Your place as a non-permanent member of the United Nations Security Council and the election of Dr. Tedros Adhanom as the new Director General of WHO are matters of pride for all of us. I heartily congratulate the people of Ethiopia on these splendid achievements.
He said Ethiopia is India's natural partner to its growing engagement to the world. Together, the President said both countries can influence global governance.
We see Ethiopia as a natural partner in our growing engagement with the world. Together, we must fight the scourge of terrorism. And together, we must shape and change new and old institutions of global governance.
The three-day visit is anticipated to elevate Ethio-Indian relations to a higher level.
On another occasion, Indian President Ramnath Kovind applauds Indian teachers working in Ethiopia for years. While paying a visit to Addis Ababa University on Friday, Kovind urged both nations to harness their young population's potential. Abraham Asrat reports.
Historical linkages between Ethiopia and India go back about 2,000 years. This historical cooperation between the two countries has further deepened in education, among other areas, from time to time.
Educational cooperation between our two countries has been the fulcrum of our engagement. When Ethiopia embarked on its efforts to expand its education sector, Indian teachers were invited here to teach in elementary and secondary schools. Those early pioneers traveled to the remotest parts of the country, instilled values and ideals in young minds, and dedicated entire lifetimes to the noble calling of teaching.
In his address at Addis Ababa University, Kovind encouraged his country and Ethiopia to harness their young population as they have such groups in bulk.
In terms of our demographic profiles, both Ethiopia and India are young countries. We have a similar set of challenges. These center on equipping our young people and our students with the education and skills to compete in the 21st century economy, with the capacity building to get jobs and employment opportunities that match their hopes, and with the sensibility to balance growth and development.
Appreciating the President's visit, the Addis Ababa University President, Professor Admasu Tsagaye, expressed readiness to strengthen ties with those of Indian universities.
Addis Ababa University recognizes and appreciates the valuable contribution Indian scholars have made to the university and to Ethiopia, and we would like to reinforce the joint activities aimed at expanding and strengthening the graduate and undergraduate programs.
Indians played a prominent role in teaching in Ethiopian schools, starting in the imperial rule of Haile Selassie. The coming of countless Indian lecturers has immensely helped for the flourishing of Ethiopian higher education.
And in lieu of the visit of their president to Ethiopia, Indian companies say Ethiopia is a major corridor for Indian investment in Africa. Ethiopian and Indian investors converged here in Addis Ababa on Thursday to enjoy business-to-business discussions. Jerusalem Bazahar reports.
Indian companies are engaged in textile, leather, engineering, water management, education and health, among other areas investing in Ethiopia. To scale up this investment cooperation, Ethiopian and Indian business people have converged here in Addis Ababa. Taking the podium, State Minister of Foreign Affairs Dr. Aklilu Haile Mikhail said India is the third investing nation in Ethiopia in terms of volume.
By the Berlas in 1958, where the two governments started a textile company through joint venture. Today, India is one of the top 3 foreign investors, one of the top 3 sources of foreign investors in Ethiopia. The investment of Raymond and Arvind in Hawassa Industrial Park and Kanoria in the textile and garment manufacturing sector can be cited as examples of success stories of Indian companies in Ethiopia.
The Indian business delegation head contemplates that Ethiopia provides huge potential for investment. He adds Ethiopia as a major corridor to Indian investment in Africa.
Ethiopia is the rising star of the African economic landscape. Not only it's leading East Africa's growth story, but is projected to be the fastest growing economy globally. Opportunities for investment exist in many areas of the Ethiopian economy.
Mohan Group states that Indian companies in Ethiopia are profitable.
Indian investors have definitely been successful in Ethiopia, especially in the manufacturing sector. As I've told you earlier, most of the industries who have invested in Ethiopia have been expanding their businesses. So it is very evident if a business is expanding, it means that they are doing well. And if I see the expansion ratio, it's pretty high. And it's very clear that investing in Ethiopia is a good opportunity and is profitable.
Participants said the B2B meeting has created an opportunity to work together and to assess business opportunities.
We have a good experience sharing with Indian business people, and we import not only materials, we import technology. That is very important for local investors, local business people importing technology and promotes joint venture with Indians.
In this B2B meeting, what will happen is the individuals, they can show who could be the good partners for here and who can come and invest here and who could be the this private sector partners.
Ethiopia is one of the countries that has a huge focus towards infrastructure development. We are an infrastructure building company. We build infrastructure around the world, and that is how we came to Ethiopia, and that's how we are building projects over here.
The total trade volume between the two nations reached about 1.37 billion USD in 2016. Documents indicated that Ethiopia is second globally, next to Vietnam, in attracting foreign direct investment.
A flag, to me, is my bloodstream line. It's my backbones. It's my flesh. A flag, to me, from what I learned from my parents, is a symbol of unity. It's a symbol of togetherness.
Now moving on to other news items, Ethiopia's bid to achieve climate-resilient green economy is dubbed exemplary. Participants and representatives of international institutions on the least developed countries ministerial meeting paid a visit to some Ethiopian green development projects on Friday. Abraham Asrat has more on that.
Participants from least developed countries were deliberating on environmental issues and green economic development endeavors, among others, for the last 2 days here in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. The participants paid a visit to Ethiopian facilities in the capital that operate with minimum carbon emissions. The Ethiopian practice has been dubbed exemplary for countries in Africa.
I think this initiative by the Ethiopian government is very laudable, and I believe other African countries can learn lessons.
I think that's just really exciting to see, and I think it has been very good that we talked about environment and climate, and now we see good practice here in Addis.
Ethiopia prides in following green growth paths.
They have visiting what we have done in terms of developing climate-resilient green economy, and they have attested to the works we have achieved by physically visiting our facilities and plants.
Despite the challenge, Ethiopia strives to capitalize on its current fast economic growth by becoming more resilient to the impacts of climate change in a carbon-neutral way.
African nations reiterate working towards achieving sustainable development goals along with advancing Agenda 2063. A continental conference here in Addis Ababa dwelt on improving agriculture and rural development in Africa. Wondersan Alamayo reports.
African nations reiterate working towards achieving sustainable development goals along with advancing Agenda 2063. The conference held in Addis Ababa discusses ways to improve agriculture and rural development in the continent. Commissioner for Rural Economy and Agriculture at the African Union highlighted that prime focus is attached to bolstering commitments on ensuring food security and seeking more opportunities for Africans.
The STC meeting offers an opportunity for policymakers and technical experts to revisit our developmental commitment, learn from the past and propose sound technical option and policy action towards transforming our continent for the benefit of our people, especially the youth.
Ethiopia also expressed its commitment in achieving the said development goals.
Enhancing resilience of livelihoods and the production system to climate variability and other related risks be seriously taken by the African Union as an agenda to be pursued by member states.
Africa is striving to realize the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals in eradicating poverty, along with ensuring environmental protection works, where Ethiopia has a prominent role. The conference is happening under the theme Enhancing Environmental Sustainability and Agricultural Transformation to Achieve Food and Nutritional Security.
The annual bilateral consultations on the development cooperation between the African Union and Germany concluded on Thursday. Their agreement focused on furthering cooperation in job creation through enhancement of technical and vocational skills and entrepreneurship in line with AU's theme of the year. In a press briefing to journalists, German Chancellor's personal representative for Africa, Gunther Nuck, expressed commitment to reinforce cooperation in skills development, peace and security with Africa. AU Commission Deputy Chairperson Ambassador Kwesi Kworti lauded the existing partnership between the two sides. During the two-day consultations, additional agreements were reached between AU and Germany in infrastructure and energy, as well as migration and strengthening of institutional capacities of the AU. They also dwelt on the upcoming AU-EU summit due to take place in Abidjan at the end of November. United Nations Development Programme UNDP says climate action is crucial to help meet sustainable development goals. At the ministerial meeting of least development countries here, Ethiopia urged developed nations to help the LDC's effort in tackling climate change. Kafleya Sababa reports.
LDC is a group which demands developed nations act in accordance with their prime part in causing climate-related problems. The group, comprised of 48 least developed nations, held its ministerial meeting here in Addis Ababa on Thursday. Taking his country as the model, Ethiopian Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change says least developed countries are exerting efforts to mitigate impacts of climate change.
Our ambitious plans to mitigate and adapt to climate change need support. We need both financial and technical support, and the international community needs to scale up climate finance to meet the challenge and to act to prevent permanent loss and damage to our countries and communities.
Timely actions on climate change are said vital to realize the UN Sustainable Development Goals.
It is no longer sufficient to look at climate change as separate from development, to look at climate change as a sector, but actually to see climate change as driving the achievement across all of the SDGs. It is essential that we're looking at the objectives of the NDCs as central to national development plans, as central to the work of financing as well, to understand how climate change affects national budgeting as well.
European countries like Norway and Germany have vowed to assist least developed countries in combating climate-related problems.
Climate ambitions among developing countries, in particular the LDCs, must be underpinned by financial and technical support. Norway is an important contributor to climate finance through bilateral and multilateral channels. We are happy to be your partner and collaborate in our common efforts to address the climate change.
When we think about improving our NDCs by 2020, the timely development of the 2050 strategies would be instrumental in improving the NDCs by 2020. I would therefore propose to think that the two plans, the NDCs and the long-term strategies, are a mutually enhancing combination. And Germany is more than happy to share experiences in the development of such long-term strategies.
The meeting is anticipated to develop a draft agenda for UN Climate Change Conference COP23 to be held in Bonn, Germany.
The renowned Italian jazz team Perfect Trio staged their music show here in Addis Ababa at the Italian Cultural Institute. Edo Bezabe has more.
The renowned Italian jazz musicians Perfect Trio have begun their tour in Africa by making Ethiopia their first destination. They have begun their performance by showcasing their performance at the Italian Cultural Center.
Basically, this band was chosen to be one of the most eminent representing band for this African tour. This is basically what we are going to do in the next 10 days. So it means that we started by Ethiopia, in Addis Ababa, and we will continue in the next day through sub-Saharan African area. So we are going to Zimbabwe, Mozambique, and last South Africa. Then back again in Addis Ababa, and then back home to Roma.
Roberto Gatto is one of the most acclaimed Italian drummers who've been working inside and outside the jazz world. Alfonso Santimon is a composer and arranger. He has been working for several years in multiple projects, experimenting electronic and improvising music. He has contributed a lot to the production of several music records as a composer and arranger. Pier Paolo Ranieri is a bass and double bass player in the field of jazz and pop music. The balance between the three musicians is the perfect ensemble of improvisation in three electronic grooves.
And finally, foreign tourists are gradually returning to Tunisia, boosting revenues by 21% in the first 9 months of the year compared to a year last year. Jerusalem Bizaha takes Reuters file.
Holidaymakers lie on sand loungers at a Tunisian luxury hotel, while everything from the swimming pool to the wall paint, furniture at the Shine Reception Hall, police post at its gate. Thanks to a massive security presence and advertising abroad, some tourists have returned, helping boost revenues from the sector by 20% to 851 million USD in the first 9 months of 2017 compared to last year. Westerners are still reluctant to come back despite most countries having lifted travel warnings. But hotels have managed to fill rooms with Algerians and Russians.
Temperature is good for us. It's a less expensive month than Thailand, Egypt or Turkey.
In terms of safety, we have taken a very big step forward. What else remains to be done? We still have to deal with the cleanness of the country's environment, and we should not neglect the service at the hotel level, which is a continuous improvement. It's cheap, good price, good time, good hotel. I like everything.
Tourism accounts from about 8% of Tunisia's gross domestic product, provides thousands of jobs and is a key source of foreign currency. But it has struggled since 2 major attacks in 2015. But with hotels resembling fortresses, many holidaymakers book all-inclusive tours benefiting hotel chains while staying indoors, leaving souvenir traders and cafes idle in the old city.
We are happy when there are English, French, Italian or Europeans in general. We give them the information they want, we stay with them and they go happy. The relation remains good.
Officials say tourism revenues are rising.
Revenues for the period from January to September 20 in Tunisian dinars increased by 21%. In euros, we recorded a slight increase of 6.4% compared to last year. So, despite the decline of the dinar, we calculated in euros, we still recorded an increase of 6.4%.
He said Tunisia aims to attract tourists from new destinations like China and Canada, as well as traditional markets like the UK and Germany. Tunisia has increased security in sources and other tourist spots, erecting checkpoints on main roads and at hotels after police came under fire for a slow response during the 2015 attack.
That's all we have time for in this news edition. Many thanks for watching and have a nice weekend. Hello viewers, I'm Daniel Kasahon. This is our talk show, Addis Dialogue. In this edition, we have invited Dr. Eleni Gebrameten, who is CEO and founder of Blue Moon. It is Ethiopia's first youth agribusiness incubator and seed investing platform. Dr. Eleni has proven track record in establishing the first modern marketing system, which is the Ethiopian Commodity Exchange, ECX. Now she has brought Ethiopia's first youth agribusiness incubator and seed investing platform called Blue Moon. Welcome to EBC studio, Dr. Eleni Gebrameten.
Thank you, Daniel.
First, let's say, where did the idea of establishing Blue Moon come from, and how have you organized yourself?
Okay, well, first of all, let's just think of a blue moon as something that happens every so often, and that is an exceptional event. And there's even a saying, once in a blue moon. So what we say is, once in a blue moon, an exceptional idea turns into a great company that changes the world. So what we are interested in at Blue Moon is exceptionality. We're looking for innovative, scalable, and potentially transformational ideas that can have an impact on Ethiopia's agricultural or rural economy. So the idea of Blue Moon is to look for youth aged 15 to 29 who have exceptional, brilliant ideas and who want to distill those ideas with us into an investable business that can scale and that can really be transformational. So our idea around Blue Moon was that there are many currently youth centered projects, NGOs, government programs, and that's a wonderful thing. And we also talk in Ethiopia a lot about entrepreneurship development, also a very wonderful thing, and we need to do that in this country. However, out of those thousands of young people that are being trained as micro enterprises, there are some that have exceptional talent, exceptional ideas, and innovative high-scale types of ambitions, and those ambitions need to find a home too. And for those kinds of ideas, such as creating a company that would target a business that would reach every farmer in Ethiopia, or a processing that could attract every household in Ethiopia, or something like that, then what we need to do is not just give light touch training and a few weeks of advisory, but rather an intensive type of support and the kind of capital that is high risk, which is not to be repaid as a loan in a few months, but rather as an equity investment that would take even years to materialize. So that kind of a high risk but high potential idea needs to go somewhere. So our plan with Blue Moon is to nationally recruit for young people with those kinds of ideas, to bring them into our program for a period of 4 months. And in those 4 months, we give a holistic type of support, which includes coaching, mentoring, bringing those entrepreneurs in close touch with high-level industry leaders, CEOs of big companies, so that they can exchange ideas. We also have a peer community where there's a co-working space where people can work together, benefit from interaction with the community of other entrepreneurs. And then finally, we also put the first investment on an equity basis of 220,000 birr. So that is the model. That is the incubation plus seed investment model. And we think that what it's doing is filling a gap.
How about its capacity to achieve its goals?
So what we're doing is starting with a team of people that will support, and partners of course, that will support this program. So what we do now is we take 2 batches of startup teams per year. We want the young people to be, the entrepreneurs to be in teams of 2 to 3 or more, but not a solo entrepreneur, because then they have a higher risk of failure. So we want them to be in teams. So what we do in our last batch, which we started in February, we took 6. So the idea is to take 5 to 10 and then to scale that up. In 5 years, we aim to have 300 startups that we have incubated and invested in, and then attracted further financing from other investors.
How many young persons you have engaged in what typical sectors?
So it is focused on agribusiness, but when we say agribusiness, it's actually quite broad, because what we're talking about is pre-production. It could be input provision, it could be production itself, it could be post-production, storage, processing, quality management, marketing, transport, logistics. It could be data services, it could be financial technology services. So it really is actually a very broad area. And what we're also very excited about is agricultural technology, ag tech, which is kind of the idea of digital agronomy, or precision farming, or intelligent farming, which is applying technology solutions, robotics, probes, sensors, artificial intelligence, to apply to agricultural problems. At the end of the day, we are not just looking at agriculture as cropping, but also livestock, dairy, honey, fisheries, agroforestry. So again, it's actually a very broad field.
Where are the youngsters now?
So we had a very, very nice first batch. We started in February, and we just actually concluded something which is the sort of the flagship event of the program, which is that after having incubated the companies, we had 4 startups that made it through the program. We started with 6, but unfortunately some of them, and again this is part of the journey, is that not everybody might make it through because it's a very rigorous program. So we ended up with 4 startups that went into our final event, which is called Lion's Den. So if you're familiar with some of the types of programs like this in other countries, in the US, it's something called Shark Tank. In the UK, it's called Dragon's Den, and this has been now tried in a number of countries. And the idea is that it's a televised program where the startups pitch in a few minutes their idea to investors who on the spot make a decision whether they're going to invest, how much they're going to invest, and at what equity share. So it's a quick thing, and it needs to be really strong, and the entrepreneurs have to be very confident and strong and really have done their homework. So that was our part. We're working with our teams, and we had a wonderful event on September 1, the first Lions Den ever in Ethiopia. So the Lions are highly known, well-known business people in Ethiopia. We had for this first Lions Den, we had Ato Zamadin Ngatu, head of Fairfax Africa Fund. We had Bethlehem Tlahun, the CEO and founder of Soul Rebels and Garden of Coffee and Republic of Leather. We had Daniel Gad, the CEO of Omega Farms, and we had Adi Salamayo, who's the CEO and founder of 251 Communications. So these are well-known business people, and they were sitting and hearing the pitches from our startups. We had 4 of them in the Lions Den, one by one, and each of them received an investment from the Lions, different combinations of how many Lions for each company. In total, the amount raised in this first Lions Den was 6.4 million birr. So if you can imagine, and along with our investment in each company, that comes to more than 7 million birr raised of investment capital for these 4 companies that were incubated in Blue Moon. So for us, this is an incredible first achievement, and it's a signal to the country and to young people that they should aim big, that they should aspire, that they should aim for the Blue Moon, because in fact that power is within them, that potential is within them. And I have just had an amazing few months now, 8 months of working with these young people and seeing the potential we have in Ethiopia. And the other thing, Daniel, I want to say is that when people think of innovation in Africa and hotspots where we have an innovation and let's say a startup culture or an entrepreneur culture, we don't immediately think, the world does not immediately think of Ethiopia. Recently, about a year ago, Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook, came to Africa and he said, let me go where I can find young people doing exciting business ideas. And where did he go? He went to Lagos and Nairobi, and he ended up investing $24 million of his own money into a company in Nairobi. A few months ago, Jack Ma, the founder and CEO of Alibaba, a very large e-commerce platform in China and the richest Chinese on the planet, came again to Africa. And where did he go? He went to Nairobi and Kigali, because he said, I want to find promising African young entrepreneurs. We want these kind of people to think of Ethiopia as a place, 100 million strong population, 70% are youth. We need to be on the map, on the global map, as a place which is a thriving startup ecosystem that we can create. So that's what Blue Moon is all about.
So we have best experience in some African countries.
I think so.
Can we mention their experience, please?
Well, I think that Nairobi is often cited. And sometimes it's not just country, but also even city specific, because what we think about as a startup ecosystem is not just the entrepreneurs themselves, but a community or a pool of people who are interested in investing. So you think of them as venture capitalists, people who are interested in early stage investment. Then you also have support services, business services, who can provide, very readily accessible and low cost services to the startup to get started, or accounting services, legal services, etc. Even finding a space to work, which has Wi-Fi and all that, things like that. So I think Nairobi, for the last decade, has already put in place all these pieces of the ecosystem. It's not by any means Silicon Valley or Mumbai and other places in the world, which we also think are really amazing places for startups to start getting into business. Even in Chile, for example, there's been a lot of government focus on trying to create this startup ecosystem so that you have all the pieces lined up. So it's doable. I think Nairobi is probably one very good example in Africa. Another one might be Johannesburg. Another one would be Lagos. But our aim is that Ethiopia and within our immediate vicinity of Addis Ababa, we should be a place that we can attract talent from all over the country and really create businesses that are national scale, even continent scale companies that really are innovative and put, as I said, Ethiopia on the map as a place where big ideas can spring out of young people.
So you are on board, and how are you going to become competitive like Kenya and other African countries?
Well, I think we have a huge advantage, which is that we have a 100 million population. So we have a big market. So any business that gets launched in Ethiopia is facing a very big market, and that is a huge strength. That's why Ethiopia is attracting generally a lot of foreign direct investment. And I think that if we can turn that now into an advantage through creating a way to access talent across the country, and then encouraging businesses that are scalable, then we're far along. The other part I think that we also have as an advantage is strong government commitment. The recent youth fund, I'm not very familiar with exactly what's happening on the ground with that, but I think to me it's a signal that this is a government that is taking the youth seriously and that wants to put in place policy measures to encourage youth entrepreneurship and youth engagement. That's really, really important and a very important base for what we're doing. At the same time, I think there are things we still need to do to make Ethiopia an easier place to do business and an easier place for a young person. When I said 15 to 29, that means even below 18, there might be young people who want to register a business, who want to get started and again, as I said, run fast. If we want to have thriving startups, then we need to have an encouragement in the policy and in the sort of the regulatory environment for angel investors, for individuals who are willing to take a risk and put money into another company. And there is no such a department. So we have one-stop shop for foreign investors, but if somebody wants to make these kinds of investments, we don't have that mechanism. We also don't have a regulatory mechanism to do crowdfunding, which is another way for a young startup to start a company and to raise money, is to have crowd financing, and this is something in other countries is really taking shape and picking up a lot of traction. So these are the kinds of things that we also want to work on at Blue Moon. Our first focus is the startups themselves, but the second is this ecosystem that involves government policy and support, that also involves encouraging individual investors and putting in place training and let's say business services.
What about the future of this foundation? How are you taking this foundation to?
So we have started, as I said, with our first batch. We are just about to launch our second batch. We did a national recruitment for the second time in 2017 now. So on October 2nd, we will launch our second batch. The idea is to really create a consciousness among young people that there is now a place that they can aspire to and apply, and we are getting some incredibly exciting ideas and a lot of excitement around all of this. We've actually been thinking now in terms of the future about putting into place a venture fund for these kinds of youth businesses, a youth venture fund. We're also planning over the next year and a half to think about a national startup event where we would attract international investors and pull together startup ideas from not just agribusiness but actually across all sectors, and organize a major flagship event for the country. So these are the dreams and hopes that we also have at Blue Moon, but primarily what we think and what we are aiming for is to incubate and fund 300 companies in 5 years, and out of those companies to see some major multi-million-dollar initiatives come out of that.
What do you expect from stakeholders, from the government, from the public?
Well, I think that, I've already listed some of the things that on the government side we need to start a conversation around. I think proof of concept is important, so we haven't really been doing a lot of policy dialogue yet, but I think there are some things that we need to sit down and say, how can we make this easier? How can we encourage this, and let's learn from the neighbors and global practices in the rest of the world. How do you encourage a young person to really think at this kind of an innovative level, not just micro enterprise level? So I think there is a government policy discussion that we will be having and hope to have. The other is to encourage, more efficient business services. For example, recently we launched something called Biz4U, which is the idea that we would put together a network of service providers which are immediately accessible to our startups. So if you need a lawyer, if you need an accountant, you need to find, recruit people, an HR agency, and this layer of business service support is very difficult to organize in Ethiopia. It could take the whole 4 months for one of our companies to find a really good lawyer, if we don't help them. So what I think is the more we can encourage this kind of a services, to support startups, then the more efficiently and better we can launch companies, and that's, I think, part of the story of the other countries that I mentioned. So I think these are more or less the main things. From the public, of course, support is always good. Encourage, if you're a parent, encourage your child, to think along these terms. In fact, I've been reading a lot about where does entrepreneurship come from. And it doesn't come from, a training that you get when you're 25 or 35. It comes from being empowered much earlier on in your life to think that you can be the solution, that you have within you the power and you have confidence to believe in yourself, in your dreams and your hopes. So as a society, we need to be thinking that we don't wait for somebody else to solve the problems. We don't wait to be told what to do. One of my colleagues, a wonderful woman that I work with, was telling me how she went through the university system here in Ethiopia and then went to Finland to do her master's. And when she arrived in Finland, she was, she had an appointment with her advisor for the first time, and he said to her, "So, what are you planning to study now? Which courses are you going to take?" And she said, "Oh, I thought you invited me to see you so that you would tell me what courses I should take." So the mentality is, to be told what to do, and that's not how we're going to solve Ethiopia's, poverty and hunger and development challenges. We are going to do it when 70% of our population that is below the age of 25 grows up thinking they are the solution, they are the future. And so for me, it's been an amazing privilege to work with these kids, these young people who really are aspiring and thinking big, and it's an inspiring thing, actually.
Thank you very much, Dr. Eleni Gabramadan.
Thank you.
Well, dear viewers, that wraps up the program in this edition. Many thanks for joining us. See you next time with yet another edition of the program, Addis Dialogue. Bye-bye.
History revealed that the first four-wheel drive introduced into the country during the reign of Emperor Menelik II. The car used by the emperor for the first time marks the first ever introduction of a vehicle in history. This paved the way for the country's modern transport service. During the invasion of Italy from 1935 to 41, the road expansion was primarily aimed for military expansion. The military purpose became the prime reason for the influx and increase in number for vehicles in the country. However, following the defeat of the invaders by the then Ethiopian patriots, the vehicles were sold for Ethiopian business people and expatriates living in the country. This is a turning point for transport companies and institutions in Ethiopia. Road Transport Proclamation was proclaimed in 1942 for the first time. The offices had the responsibility to register vehicles and submit necessary information to the higher concerned body. This had resulted in the inception of the Federal Transport Authority. Contributed for the overall network and societal connectivity in the country.
Our bus stations are not up to the standard. A lot remains to be done, so they should be equipped with important
service. It does not take much time to register.
We're working 24 hours and 3 shifts. The office transports 5 documents. Vulnerable for damage.